What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sport. We're going to do a couple different things today. We're going to show just how awesome and strong A5 Kula is, but also something else that happened yesterday. It was actually pretty convenient for many of us players, and that is this, my friends. This is actually really, really cool what happened here. So evidently there were some problems with the Alexandrite event, with characters and so on, with Athena. I'm not going to get into all that, guys, but they put in the red text here. Please understand that the cumulative damage and cumulative record reward for the 2 days from March 28th to March 29th will be initialized, and Tomb Relay entry tickets will be given as compensation. So what that means, guys, is that the cumulative damage that you acquired in the first 2 days of the event is going to be reset, all right? And I know that sounds bad, right? And they did give us 2 free tickets, but let me read a little bit further because this actually gets a whole lot better. So then they let us know that the cumulative record reward achieved on 3/30 or 30th of March will not be initialized and will be preserved, right? And what that means, guys, is the rewards, the amount of points that you were able to gain in that Team Relay pack to get to that EX generic memory was preserved. It stayed there, right? They reset the cumulative score in the actual Alexandrite dungeon, but they actually kept the mileage reward in that Team Relay dungeon, which is awesome. And on top of that, gave us 2 tickets. That is freaking awesome, man. That is pretty damn cool that they did that. So, hopefully this will help some of you players, that maybe are on the brink of getting that EX generic memory to be able to get it. I mean, so this is actually really, really cool news. I'm really loving it. I mean, the fact that they preserve these rewards that are here, like whatever mileage you had in here, guys, it didn't lower because of the reset to the first 2 days in the Alexandrite event. It didn't reset anything in here, which is phenomenal. So your mileage will still be the same. And on top of that, they gave you 2 free tickets to add on to the score, which is pretty damn phenomenal. So really, really happy with what Netmarble's done there. Now, let's talk about A5 Kula. Now, I've talked about her kit yesterday, with so I'm not really going to get into too much detail about any of that. But what I will do is bring up this run in Guild Raid. Now, this is just her, guys, and this is just, with Angel as a striker, because Angel does give her power gain, but also gives her poison, which is really going to help break that meter against Rugal. We're using Kula's leadership with the 50% increase to EX fighters, and then, of course, the buff to her chill damage, right? And I am using the SS3PG. Now, keep in mind, guys, if I was using the 3PG that actually comes with EX Kula, then we'd actually be getting a 30% increase to our defenses. Our damage would actually go up. And it's really, really important to try to use her default before you use the concentrate. However, sometimes it really doesn't work out that way, because if you use your default, it's going to buff all of her skills, guys. She's going to do a lot more critical hits, critical damage, just really, really insane. And that new banner set, guys, honestly, for this girl is much better than the Rugal set, which I have on her. And something else to know, guys, is that just like with Iori, if you have that Show Me option card and you slap it on Kula, especially these characters with this concentrate, increasing her attack speed by 7% just makes a ridiculous difference in the amount of damage she does. And I'll talk more about that against the Alexandrite event, because I know you guys are curious as to how well this account was able to perform with her at A5. And let me tell you, it performed pretty damn well. It was it's actually pretty freaking nuts. The amount of damage that old girl was able to do, just ridiculous, right? And and I feel pretty lucky, because I did get lucky in the very first banner that I pulled. I mean, to be able to get an A5 character in 2 pities is honestly very, very lucky, even though I got screwed on mine, unfortunately. But at least I got one of them to A5, right? I mean, with Leona, it took me 6 pities. 6. And with this one, it only took me 2 pities to get Kula to A5, right? Granted, with the 6 pity one, I was able to get Lung to A5 too, but still, that's ridiculous, guys, 6 pities. So I know a lot of you are feeling that pain. Now, I know a lot of you felt that pain in yesterday's video when I did my pulls, where I didn't get one freaking EX character throughout the entire thing, which freaking sucked. I was really hoping for some more to level up Maisie, but it is what it is. But Kula is insane, guys. Like, her animations, like dropping them snowballs in that 3rd skill, and the fact that that thing has hyper armor on it, which means she doesn't get interrupted, she doesn't get stopped, right? Just like Maisie, right? Maisie's the same way with her 2nd skill. It's awesome, right? It's awesome. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do have somewhat of a temptation to really go for the 3PG. I mean, it's one of them things where when you have a character this strong and, at A5, you really want that 3PG. You really do, right? And I know 9,000 rubies can guarantee that damn thing. I know that. But I told you guys many times, I really don't want to spend money, but we do have, quite a few days left of this event. In fact, we got 17 more days of this event. So that actually gives me quite a bit of time to rack up quite a few more rubies. So if I rack up enough rubies before the end of this event, I might go for the 3PG. I might. What I don't like about it is the fact that if you start pulling in that banner, then maybe you'll get a set card, right? And if I get one of them damn set cards, or especially two of them damn set cards, and then I don't get any 3PGs, well, then I would use the pity for one of the set cards. If I get just one set card, then I'm going to be like, oh, man, I just need two more. You know how it is, guys, right? You just get baited, right? They're just like luring you in to go for more and more and more and more, right? But Kula is insane, guys. Look at the way that meter breaks whenever just poison is applied. Just imagine if this was poison and bleed. Like if I was doing a team formation run, you could break that meter so fast it wouldn't be funny. And like with her chill and burn, it still will destroy. It's pretty funny that Kula actually has burn in her kit, but don't get me wrong, I like it. It's all good, man. Just like Maisie having a chill. It's pretty funny, man. But 166 billion, guys, is a pretty nutty score, man. That's pretty damn nutty, right? That is insanity. 166 billion solo is no joke. But against Alexandrite, you guys can see that, right now I've accumulated 683, and the best score I've done was 240 billion. Now, I have done a couple different things on my team formation that's actually made a pretty big difference. One thing I did, and this was before I even A5 Kula, that actually helped my damage tremendously, guys, especially if you're using nothing but ladies, is using Hotaru. Hotaru is crazy. And guys, she's a blue. She's going to have an advantage next week after the reset. But on top of that, guys, even though she doesn't have an advantage or a disadvantage against Alexandrite this week, she is so good. I got to highlight her a little bit, guys, because whenever she does her skills, I mean, the buffs that she's given your characters, especially the ladies, the 50% increase to attack for females for 12 seconds is nuts, guys, right? Then on top of that, the decrease all enemies' defenses by 30%, again, and the lightning damage, which also helps, right? And then she also gives an increased damage received by 20%. This is really, really nice. And if she uses her Awakened skill and you have this set on her, if she uses her Awakened skill, you'll actually gain another 20% to the female fighters, right? So between her first skill and the card set, you can add 70% attack on top of her leadership. She is golden in this damn thing. She is so good for this. Like, my guys, seriously, even before I A5 Kula, my damage went up quite a bit just before I even A5'd her, right? Just to let you know, like, it was still way better. She is so good here. And when she has the advantage next week, wow. I just want to highlight that really quick because seriously, that does make a difference. Also, something else that made a difference for me is throwing this option card on a character that is an all-star, and BS Leona is an all-star character. And what this means, guys, is that their skill cooldowns are going to be at 100%. They're always going to be available, and she's always going to use them when you're in auto mode. Now, I think the run you guys are going to watch them in manual, so I don't think this is actually in effect, because in auto, a lot of times, the character you're playing with will automatically do their default, and I'm actually trying to do my 3PG more often. So actually, you know what? In hindsight, when I look at this, like, maybe this wasn't really helping at all because I wasn't running in auto mode, right? You got to be in auto really for this card take bait, but I might try that later on, put it in auto and see what happens, right? Because if in auto, if Leona's doing more of her skills, she'll probably stack up more burn and actually enable you to do more damage. Now, this is the build that I used on her, guys, right? Of course, we got the Rugas set, no transcended cards, and this Shermie option card, again, guys, is just golden on a character like Kula or Maisie, guys. Being able to reset their hyper armor skill over and over and over, or actually increase the attack speed by 7% is massive. They'll do a lot more damage, just like with EX Iori. And I opted to go for this option card. I really don't know if it's the best in all honesty, but it is a damn good card with the extra 3% and the critical damage by 20%. 25%. I don't have the option card in this current banner. And when it comes to the imprint stones, I have the 3 stones here that go with the characters. And then I have this stone right here that actually increases critical damage by 30%. I'm going to get this other stone, but I still got to farm for some shards. So I just went ahead and slapped on this attack with chill damage. Even burn would work, but I think for Kula, you'd be better off with chill. Now, as far as the cores, you get 50 points when you have a character at A5. So I, leveled up the attack and leveled up the 3rd skill, obviously, because that's the skill that you have your concentrate on. And then I just leveled up the 2nd skill as much as I could. And the 1st, I really don't know how much difference there would be if you leveled up the 1st more than the 2nd. And then, of course, we have the concentrate. And then I just put the rest on the penetration. And obviously, if you're going for CP, you just want to level up all these. And then her affinity is at level 10. She does have max capsules, guys, and she only has 205,000 CP, which really isn't a lot, in all honesty, guys, for a A5 character and maxed out capsules. It really isn't that much. So let me show you guys the run, all right? Let me show you this run because this is pretty wild. All right, and again, man, Holy Root helps out so much. So whenever I'm playing against Alexandrite here, right, we're just going to hit the 2-1, and then we're just going to hit the, 3 PG. Obviously, the Rugal set built up the PG super fast. We're able to go into it, right? There's certain moments in the fight where Alexandrite can, remove your PG, guys. Like that attack right there can remove your PG if he gets in front of you. But because we're using our concentrate, we're able to build up our PG real fast. Look what I'm doing. I'm over to the side. I get behind Alexandrite and I start guarding. I wait for the 3 PG to get ready, and then I hit the 3 PG. That's how I do all these runs with every character that I'm trying to build up those 3 PGs, right? And then I just start plowing it on. And you really want to do as many skills as possible with Kula because you want to build up that dot as much as possible. That's really going to help her do a lot more damage. Again, look what I'm doing, guys. The same thing, right? I go to the side, I get behind Alexandrite, and I guard when I have my 3 PG ready. Okay, a lot of people keep asking me how I do this, and once it's built, I just get away from this guy, right? I just get away from him, okay? Now there, we lost our 3 PG, which kind of sucks, but it does happen, man. Sometimes it happens whenever he does his little stun and then the petrify attack there, kind of a bummer. But we'll hit the 2-1, and we're gonna go. Look at the damage, guys, like just crazy power like this. Right? I mean, she's hitting 185 billion. 185 billion. Now, granted, that's with Hotaru and that's with Leona, but still, that is ridiculous, right? That is ridiculous. Right? And poor Iori here, we need to get that 3 PG build up, and we didn't. And this here, guys, this run that you're watching, I actually could have done better because if you can get off the 3 PG for Iori or whatever character you're using right away, you'll actually do a lot better. I mean, the more often you can do those damn things, and the more often you can escape Alexandrite's stuns and certain attacks, his CC attacks, the more damage you're actually going to do. You really want to be behind the character unless he's stunned, and then you just want to pour on the damage. Right? Like right there, I need to get behind him, right? See what I did there? To avoid losing my PG, right? And now Alexandrite is stunned, and I'm going through my attacks, trying to build up my PG, and then use my 3 PG. Whenever you apply enough chill and burn, Alexandrite will get stunned, and you just want to try to build up his PG as fast as possible, and then go into it, right? Now, there is certain moments he can take you out of it, but like right there, guys, I was right in front of the attack, and I lost my PG. If I would have dodged and got behind him, I wouldn't have lost it, right? And whenever he gets ready to do the petrify, where you got the big circle, if you have your PG available, you just get out of the vicinity of that circle, you won't get petrified. Like you just have to dodge and get out of these attacks, guys. That's what you can't go full force against Alexandrite. If you try just face tanking the character, you won't do as much damage. You have to play with a bit of skill and get behind the guy a lot of times. Now look at this damage, right? Look at that damage. 333 billion. 333 billion. That is insanity. What a crazy score, right? And that's because of A5 Kula, guys. 240 billion was the best I could do before I A5'd her, right? It was the best I could do. And by the way, guys, this was with Hotaru's leadership. And to be able to beat my score by that much, guys, almost 100 billion more by A5 and Kula is insane. Now, whether or not it's worth A5 and Kula just for this game mode, that's debatable, right? It really depends on your situation in the game, especially if you're trying to get that EX memory, especially if you're trying to get the fragments so you can try to get the color of the EX memory that you want, right? I mean, I would honestly say, I mean, it probably wouldn't be worth it for quite a few players out there, but the girl will still be foolproof for other future game modes that we're going to get. You have to remember, guys, you know, we're going to get events like this in the future, and having these characters like this might prove to be relevant. That's kind of how it goes in Copas. Like, you know, like a lot of people dogged on certain Soul Calibur characters, and I have them leveled up, and I'm telling you guys, they are insane. Get ready for Blue Week, because I'll be showing that off also on my free-to-play account. But I digress, guys. Kula is insane. She's a beautiful character, a charming character, and I'm so happy that her A5. I am a little salty that I'm not able to get this girl at A5 unless I start dumping a bunch of money in it. But I am very, very happy with Kula's performance. She's super fun to play, super wonderful animations, just dropping those snowman, you know, drop it like it's cold, drop it like it's cold, right? Just amazing. So guys, let me know what you think about Kula, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GG+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.